tacos.
Nice. Hello, everybody, and welcome here as we get ready for yet another y.W.c predictions video. I said this before we ended up coming on the record, and I think this really holds true. Whoever ends up winning the championship after this pay-per-view, this is one of the big ones, maybe with the exception of WrestleMania, because the point system here is so random. It's going to have everything split up quite a bit, and so it's going to be very, very interesting to see who ends up winning the championship in this one. We're getting ready for the one time a year that Raw and Smackdown go head-to-head, and that's the last time I say that because WWE's been shoving that down our throats for the past month and a half.
Except for Royal Rumble.
Exactly.
But bragging rights. Remember bragging rights?
Oh yeah, I remember that. I actually was one of the few that liked that pay-per-view. People didn't like it, but I liked that one. Anyway.
Smackdown won both years.
Can we start off with our pre-match show?
We will, but first, I want to make two notes. First off, a moment of silence, our condolences to the very first Women's Money in the Bank ladder match winner, James Ellsworth, being released. Sad.
Yeah. It was really depressing news, I agree,
Last but not
yeah.
least, we want to give the Best Team Player Award to Randy Orton, who was there at the forefront helping SmackDown after Raw invaded them last night. Way to go, Randy. So, anyway. Alright.
What about Cena?
Well, Cena's a free agent, and he wasn't...
Where was he?
Well,
But Randy Orton's the
What
team
was
captain.
Randy Orton's...
And don't forget Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they just left.
Well, I don't blame them. I mean, they're not on Team SmackDown, so they don't have to care. But
And they're also two heels, so...
SmackDown really needed some no-chin music to help him out.
they really did. Yep. If James Ellsworth was there, Braun Strowman wouldn't have run over everybody like he did.
He'd only run over James Ellsworth and leave.
Perfect. Hey, let's not forget. No, come on. Let's remember back to last year's Survivor Series. It was James Ellsworth who eliminated Braun Strowman. Let's be fair about that.
Exactly.
But anyway, let's get into the serious note.
And I would also like to point out that AJ Styles will never ever get his revenge because Ellsworth is 3-0 against AJ Styles.
Yeah, this is true.
Ah, that's depressing.
That is depressing. Anyway, let's try and lighten the mood. Let me introduce first off the boys in the band that are going to be giving you their predictions tonight along with me. First off, we have
Hold on. I want to be my own advocate. Ladies and gentlemen,
Stop. He said we want to start off on a high note.
Exactly.
This is a high note. This is the highest note of all, you little...
Kyle, just for that, I want to give you a bonus point to start off the pay-per-view.
Alright, we're gonna
Triggered.
Let's get into the predictions.
Okay, so we got Kev Shearer. We have James Shelley.
Hola.
We have
AKA James Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth Shelley. Chris Dollar
Shelley.
Jen Shellsworth.
Wow. Okay, that's gonna stick. That's gonna have to
Yeah,
stick.
James Shellsworth.
No.
Yeah, that will stick. Everyone start calling James Shellsworth.
No.
Everybody, James
Blame
Shellsworth down in the
Shellsworth
comments.
Insurance.
Okay, we also have Chris Dollarton.
Hi.
We have Kyle Matthews.
Kev sucks.
Fuck you, Kyle.
We have Steve Rada.
And demonetized.
It's Shaggy, and Kev sucks.
And
Fuck
we
you,
have
Steve.
Trent Dunham.
I'm sad for Natty.
Yeah, I figured you probably would be.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's get right into it because there are 1, 2, 3, 4,
I got the
5,
list right here.
6, 7, looks like 8 matches, including the pre-show match. So,
There you go.
well, I've got a list here too. So,
I don't know if this has been officially announced, but I heard a rumor, or I read a rumor that there could possibly be another match added to the pre-show. So
can I
keep that in mind.
make a guess of what I think it's gonna be?
Okay.
I have a feeling it's gonna be Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews versus Elias. Because did anybody notice Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil getting a lot of TV time during that raid?
Yeah.
They
that
are.
was-
Yeah, they even had their names mentioned.
So I have a feeling that it's going to be something to involve them. But anyway, since it's not announced, we're not going to have it on the predictions list. So let's go to the only confirmed kickoff match that we know is going to be on the pre-show. This is for 2 points because who really cares about 205 Live? It's the Cruiserweight Championship match. Enzo Amore versus Kalisto. We're just going to go right down the list. Kev, who you got and why?
Enzo. because he's a heel.
It's a
Good
rather
enough
pathetic reason, if you ask me.
Well, I've heard worse. James.
Kalisto, because 50-50 booking.
Okay. Chris.
Kalisto, enough said. Enzo sucks.
Okay. Kyle.
I'm gonna say Enzo.
Right. Steve.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Who's your pick?
Enzo Amore, bitch.
Realest champ in the room is who he's picking, it sounds like.
Trent.
As much as I want to pick Kalisto, I gotta go with Enzo.
Alrighty. And I'm also going to go with Enzo Amore, because I just don't see them being able to build a good enough storyline around Kalisto, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
Alright, now we move on to the matchups where we're going to start getting up there in points, because these are going to maybe be the more unpredictable ones. First off, we have Raw's Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, taking on SmackDown's United States Champion, Baron Corbin. This is for 4 points. Kev, who
That's
you
a
got?
tough one.
I'm gonna go with Intercontinental Champion Miz for 2 reasons. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
I knew you were going to say that. Alright, James.
Gosh darn it. I keep doing this, but yeah, no, I have to agree with Kev. It's the outside interference with Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas that I have to go with The Miz as well.
Alright, Chris.
See, this is a very tough decision. And typically on these pay-per-views, he wins. It's been a while since we've seen him in a pay-per-view, as far as I know of. Aside from TLC, but he was barely there anyway. So, man, yeah, I have to agree. I feel like we'll have some outside interference. I'm gonna go with The Miz.
Alright. Kyle?
Wish I could go with something different. I hate to agree with everybody, but I gotta go with The Miz for the same reasons. I mean, you got The Miz, Taraj, and they're gonna do what they're supposed to do. I think they're gonna cost Corbin the match, and The Miz is gonna get this battle of the heel mid-card champions.
Okay, Steve.
The Miz.
Trent.
I gotta go with the majority. Miz with the Miz, Taraj.
Okay, and I'm also going to go with The Miz too, because...
Miz
Which
all
for
around.
Baron Corbin.
Which means Baron Corbin is going over.
Yeah, Preston's the only one who hasn't given his pick so far. Watch him pick Baron Corbin, and he'll be 4 points up on us.
I hope not.
That would stink.
Hey, can I pick the next one?
But hey, all in an effort.
All right, let's go. Let's keep it moving.
All right, next
Can I
up.
pick the next one?
What do you mean?
The next match?
No, I've got him in a list. I got him in order.
Damn it.
Okay, next up. 5-on-5
Preston,
traditional
fine.
Survivor Series match. The women's match. We've got Team Raw, which is Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and Bayley, versus Becky Lynch, Noami, Tamina, Carmella, and Kev. Is it confirmed that Natalya is the 5th member?
That's what I've heard.
Okay.
I would assume.
I've heard 2
Bella.
names. I've
According-
heard
according to
Natalya,
my-
and I've heard Nikki Bella possibly returning.
According to my source, NoDQ.com, it's Natalya 100%. I
I
haven't
mean-
heard anything about Nikki Bella coming back.
I
Are
mean,
they is that site usually right or
It's usually right, yes.
okay?
Alright, well, this is how things are going to shake up a little bit, because here's how this particular match and the men's elimination match is going to be the same way. You are going to predict which brand you think is going to win. That is for 5 points. You also have to predict who you think are going to be the surviving members of whichever team you choose. If you choose one correctly, and they are a survivor, you get 1 point per person that you picked correctly on the surviving team. So that's how it's going to work. With that being said, there's Preston.
As
From
if-
Preston.
As if
That being said, Preston. That being said,
That being
Buddy
said,
has moved
Preston.
to your channel.
As if these matches weren't hard enough to predict already. We get this.
Oh, come on. We gotta shake things up. Okay, before we get to that, Preston, real quick. Enzo Amore versus Kalisto. Who you got?
Going with Enzo.
Okay, and The Miz versus Baron Corbin. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with The Miz.
Okay.
Oh, wow. No love for Baron Corbin.
Apparently
Oh,
not. He is a
okay.
lone wolf for sure.
I was
No one
holding my
picked
breath
Corbin.
on that one.
All right.
All of us
Definitely
picked
go.
Baron Corbin. Oh no, all of us picked The Miz. Sorry.
All of us picked
All of us
Baron
picked
Corbin.
Baron Corbin.
Just
What alternate
blame
universe do
Shellsworth.
you live in? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
If you look at my name.
Oh yeah,
So-
Preston. By the way, James Shelley is now known as James Shellsworth.
I see that.
Absolutely. Okay. So, with that being said, Kev, what brand? Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. I see what you did there. Steve just changed his name so he could be the first one to pick. All right, Steve, since you jumped to the top of the list, what brand have you got, and who are the surviving members?
I gotta go with Team Raw. Survivors me as Asuka.
Okay.
My reason towards is because of Asuka's undefeated streak. WWE ain't gonna let her lose.
Okay. Kev.
Fuck you. Fuck
Steve
you.
Steve said Raw with Asuka only, right?
Yes.
Fuck you, Steve. I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Okay. Shelly.
I do have to agree because Raw's team's just kind of stacked. In all honesty, Raw, but I'm gonna say Asuka, but just to throw a twist, I'm also gonna say Nia Jax.
Okay. Chris.
This is a tough one, but this was my original plan. Had Charlotte not gained the title last night, I would have went with SmackDown, and Charlotte would have been the surviving one. But since Charlotte won, I have to flip it. I might flip it. Who did Shelly go with?
He went with Raw, Asuka, and Nia Jax.
You know what? I have to agree. Raw. I'm going with Raw. Winning team. Asuka. Sole survivor.
Okay. Kyle.
Again, I wish I could come up with something different, but I gotta go with Raw and Asuka. I thought about somebody else to put in there to go along with Asuka, but I'm just gonna say Raw and Asuka.
Okay. Preston.
I'm gonna say Raw to win with the survivors being Asuka and Nia Jax.
Okay. Trent.
I really don't want to go with the majority, but I gotta say Raw with Asuka. And you know what? To throw a curveball, I'll say with her, I'll say Bayley.
Wait, we're saying who gets pinned at the end?
No, we're saying who were the
No.
surviving members
Who are
of the winning
surviving
team.
members.
Alright, I'm gonna also go with Raw. I think there are gonna be 3 remaining members for Team Raw, though. I'm going with Asuka, Nia Jax, and Sasha Banks.
LOL. Screw Alicia Fox.
Seth, question. What for us who have multiple picks to be survivors, if only one of them survived but the other one that we picked didn't, do we still get the points?
You do. You still get the point. If one of the members you picked is a surviving member, you get that point.
Okay.
And if, let's say you picked somebody and they get eliminated, you don't lose any points with that.
Okay. Alright, gotcha.
Well, I'm totally shocked that nobody went Raw and Alicia Fox. I don't get it.
I don't either.
I think she's gonna be the first one out.
It would be extreme plot twist if Nikki Bella returns and SmackDown wins. That would just be the ultimate plot
at
twist.
this current point in time, out of everybody that's made predictions, he hasn't given me who the survivors are yet. He's going to give me them later on, but the only person that has picked Team SmackDown is Michael Norman. So we'll have to see We'll have to see what happens with that situation.
Really?
Yep.
We'll see.
All right, moving
Hey, let's
on.
keep going.
For 4 points, we've got the Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss versus the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. It was originally going to be Alexa versus Natalya, but that title change last night changes it up. So with that being said,
Sorry, Trent.
Steve, who you got?
Mr. Bliss.
All right,
Alexa Bliss.
Kev, who you got?
You know, I'm gonna agree with Steve that it's gonna be Alexa Bliss, but I actually have a reason. I have a feeling they're gonna make some kind of storyline with the fact that they had Alexa beat all 4 horsewomen.
Interesting.
Trent.
That's my line. Trent.
No, he jumped in front of me.
Oh.
I don't want to pick her, but you know what? YOLO. I'm gonna say Charlotte gets the win because of what they did on the last SmackDown.
Okay. Chris.
Part of me wants to go with Alexa Bliss, but I have a distant thought in my head. I have a distant thought in my head about something. Shut up, Kyle. There's a distant thought in my mind. I'm not going to say it until Sunday, but I am going to go with Charlotte. She'll win.
Okay. Shelly.
Charlotte. I had that.
Kyle, do we
thought
even
out, yeah.
have to ask you?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
I'm going with Charlotte Flair, believe it or not.
Oh.
The end does die.
The betrayal
end does
is
die.
real.
Run
No,
away.
I look
The
at
end does die.
I look
Fly.
at it this way. Just look at what Alexa hasn't gone over on any of the big 4 pay-per-views that they've had yet this year, except for I don't remember Royal Rumble, but let's see here. WrestleMania, she dropped the SmackDown Women's title. SummerSlam, she drops the Raw Women's title. I don't see her winning one Survivor Series.
It was on this day, November 15th, that Kyle Matthews posted one of the 10 greatest anime deaths. Preston.
I'm gonna go with Charlotte, just because. I honestly just want to go with Charlotte because she's. Damn it! I cannot think of a good reason, but I just don't see Alexa going over Charlotte.
I'm going to go with Charlotte as well, basically just for the reason that we haven't really seen Alexa Bliss do much in the ring the last couple of weeks. It's just been vignettes backstage.
Other than fighting with Mickey James.
Now, had the match been like it was originally supposed to be, Alexa Bliss versus Natalya, I'd have gone with Alexa. But
I probably would have too.
I have to say Alexa because they've just been having her winning everything lately.
All right, moving on. This one should be a good one. This should be an interesting one, and I think it was the guy from Wrestle Talk TV, Ollie Davis, said this could be match of the night: The Shield versus the New Day, which I predicted was going to happen 2 weeks before it was announced. By the way, this is for 4 points. And Steve, who you got?
The Shield.
Okay. Kev.
No reason. Just going with the Shield.
Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta.
New Day.
I hate you guys so much.
Kev, stop being James Ellsworth.
Me and Kyle have the same idea.
All right.
No, I'm going Shield because hashtag fuck the New Day.
All right, Trent.
Fuck the New Day.
Oh my god, I agree with Steve on something.
I want to pick the New Day, but Roman Reigns has been gone for a month, and you already know Vince is gonna have him go over like anyone he faces. So I got to go with the Shield. The only reason they even reunited them was just to get him cheered. So
Good point, Chris.
I really hate the fact that with 2 matches tonight already, well, really, just only match I've gone with the majority is the 5-on-5 women's match. So yeah, I'll go with the Shield.
Okay, Shelly.
Shield. I don't think they would murder the Shield's momentum like this soon after reuniting.
Kyle.
Shield.
Preston.
Sierra Hotel, India, Tiki Wiki, Dipsy, Lala, Post, Shield. That's how
What?
I can literally see 3 Teletubbies coming down the aisle. I really can see that happening.
I don't know, with the Shield vests on.
No, but you can hear the beat of their theme song. You can actually hear the Teletubby theme song there too.
Roman Reigns say, uh-oh.
Is that what he does before he spears?
Alright, we gotta pick it up a bit.
Alright, I'm also going to go with Shield. Alright. Let's see. Next up, for 4 points, we have Cesaro and Usos. Steve.
Oh,
This is a tough
Cesaro.
one.
Cesaro.
Sheamus and Cesaro, you really need to not just say Cesaro, because it sounds like a handicap match.
Or we could just go with the bar.
Just call him the bar.
Yeah,
Just call him
do
the
the-
bar.
Oh, Shazar, I misheard you. Alright.
Kev.
I feel like this match could be the toughest of a night to predict. Because, honestly, both of these teams have a lot of momentum going for them. And they've both done absolutely outstanding work. Even though I don't really care for the bar. But I have to admit, both of these teams have done absolutely outstanding work these past few months.
Kev, do you think they've done outstanding work?
Yes. I'm gonna go a different route than probably most people think. I'm gonna go with the Usos. Because I think SmackDown has to win at least one match tonight.
Alright. Trent.
I was going with as well because I like the 5-on-5. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Usos.
Alright, Chris.
You know, I was really hoping Kev wouldn't go with the Usos because I really hate evening up with Kev with the champions. But I think it'll be broken apart somewhat tonight. So, you know what? Well, I mean, on Sunday. So, you know what? I'll go with the Usos.
Okay. Shelly?
Gosh darn it. I had the thought of the Usos for a long time, so I'm gonna go with Usos as well, even though I'm pretty sure no one has really struck out by himself other than Michael so far, so that's just great.
Kyle.
I honestly have no idea on this one.
That's the toughest match to call.
Yeah.
I don't know. There might be another match that's going to be really tough to call.
Yeah, I see the other one.
You know, the Usos are brothers. I think it would be kind of weird if they have a team beat a team that's brothers. That's the only logic I'm using here, so I guess I'll go with the Usos.
Okay.
I am not confident in that pick whatsoever.
Okay. Well, Preston.
Yeah, Preston.
This is quite the curveball, but a curveball of a match, I should say. It's so hard to pick, but which side? But just fuck it. I'll go with the Usos.
Okay.
So there's my last 2 picks. I get to go.
Okay. Okay, he didn't give his remaining members, but anyway. I'm going to go with Sheamus and Cesaro just based on the fact we don't really know if there was any kind of injury sustained to whichever Uso that was when they had the matchup with Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. And maybe that's going to be something that Sheamus and Cesaro can target. Because keep in mind, the Uso that didn't have his leg chop blocked was the one that competed last night. So I'm going with Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah, it was Jay Uso.
Jay got
that
hurt.
top block.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's my reasoning anyway. Okay, same deal as we had for the women's match. The 5-on-5 Survivor Series matchup for the men. 5 points for guessing the correct brand that wins, 1 point apiece for each one of the correct survivors that you choose. We've got on the Raw side, Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Triple H. On the SmackDown side, Shane McMahon, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, Randy Orton, and John Cena.
This is the top one.
Yeah. So Steve has said he's going with Team Raw. He hasn't given any surviving members or anything. I'll get those from him later, so let's move on to Kev.
Well, fudge. This is gonna be fucking difficult.
I know, the names involved in this match, oh my gosh.
Let me just get my trusty hat over here and just pick one at random. Let's go with Team Raw. Surviving members with the surviving member/members being Braun Strowman. That's it.
Ooh, okay.
Alright. Trent.
One. I want to say Raw, but at the same time, SmackDown has Roode and Nakamura, and they really don't need them now. This is a hard one. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say. That's the thing. Triple H puts people over, and now, but at the same time, Cena is really gonna put like people over now, like we just should have done years ago. But you know what? I'm gonna say SmackDown, and the surviving member is, you know what? I'm gonna say, honestly, surviving members are Shane McMahon, John Cena, and Randy Orton.
Wow.
Very interesting. All right, Chris.
I'm gonna go a similar route to Trent, but on the opposite side. I'm gonna.
He's at a rock party.
Chris.
I know that music in the background.
I'm sorry, but I had to come out on the charge my phone. But I hope you don't get copyright strike. So, anyway, I'm going with Team Raw, and I am gonna go with Braun Strowman, Kurt Angle, and Triple H as the survivor members.
Ooh.
I'm going. So, I mean, there's a 60% chance, or that I pick the guy that survives if Raw wins.
This is true. All right, Shelly.
It's so hard because Raw has, in all honesty, no offense, I know both teams are really stacked, but like it kind of feels like Raw has a little bit of the stronger team here. But at the same time, I honestly don't know. I feel like there's something going to happen between Finn Balor and Samoa Joe during this match, so
Agreed.
I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go with SmackDown, and this is just kind of to cover my bases a bit. I think the surviving members are going to be John Cena and Shane McMahon, because it's either going to be Cena pulling something like from his depths, or McMahon just getting a little bit lucky with some outside interference or something.
Before you jump on the car, I look at SmackDown. I look at that team. It's really a bunch of fan favorites: Bobby Roode, John Cena, Shinsuke, Randy Orton. And then you look at Raw. I mean, Finn Balor's a fan favorite. I'm sure Triple H is.
Braun Strowman is.
Now Braun Strowman is too.
And Kurt Angle.
And Kurt Angle. Also, yeah, you got it really on both sides. It's really not really. It's kind of like a face versus face.
Yeah, in a way.
Same simple Joe.
Another thing to look at is the fact that SmackDown's team is really old.
Yeah.
I mean, the youngest members of SmackDown are Randy Orton and Shinsuke, I think, and they're both 37. So.
Alright, let's get to it.
Okay, Kyle.
Kyle.
I'm gonna say Raw. In the survivors, Braun Strowman and Triple H.
Alrighty. Preston.
I'm not too confident in this, but I'm going to go out on a total limb and say Raw wins. And actually, you know what? Screw that. I'm going to say SmackDown wins, and Shane McMahon is the lone survivor.
Wow.
Well,
Ooh, boy.
here's the interesting thing. Before we made our picks, one person gave me his picks before we even started. Dillon Young went with the same scenario.
And Dylan's always going balls to the wall with these predictions. I'm not real surprised by that.
Okay, last match.
It would have worked for him
Oh, I
at
don't
Hell
get to
in a
pick?
Cell if it wasn't
I
for
know.
me.
Oh, yeah, you don't get a pick.
Okay, fine.
He'd have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that meddling Kev.
That's right. I'm because of the fact that I went with Raw for the women's side, I kind of want to go with SmackDown for this side, but I think to build a storyline, I think it's going to be Raw that wins, and I think it's going to be Kurt Angle and Triple H who are the two survivors. And I think they're going to build a storyline off of that of Triple H basically saying to Kurt Angle, hey, it was because of me that you were able to keep your job on Raw or something like that.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I know I went with Strowman as one of the survivors. My only concern with Strowman is the possibility of Kane getting involved and kind of getting Strowman eliminated.
Yeah.
Okay, someone mark this down. Kyle's worry is he's going to see Kane on a pay-per-view. Okay, well, I thought you liked Kane, but okay.
I do like
What
Kane.
is this, the 90s? Oh my god, it's the freaking late 90s in here.
That's like the only way I see Strowman
Trent,
getting
who are
eliminated.
you? Stephanie McMahon?
Hey, Strowman slammed Kane down through the ring. You think Kane's going to come up through the ring during a Survivor Series match?
It's quite possible.
Probably.
Okay, let's move on to the
That's the
last.
main event.
Let's move on to the last one. This is for 5 points. This is going to be a good one too, I think. We've got the Universal Champion of Raw, Brock Lesnar, versus the SmackDown WWE Champion AJ Styles. Rada has gone with Styles. Kev, you're up.
Easy. Borg Laser. They need to build him up for WrestleMania against Roman.
Trent.
Yeah. Kev is right about that. As much as I want to pick AJ Styles, I just cannot see Brock putting AJ over. I mean, I would love it if Styles won, but I got to go with Lesnar.
Chris.
Because, like Kev said, WrestleMania's coming up, and yeah, they do have to get him ready. Because you already know he's gonna put Roman Reigns over. So.
Well, I'm going to flip that prediction on its head. I'm going to go with Styles because they're going to prepare him for WrestleMania.
Okay.
And plus, I want to go opposite of Kev because I really like this champ. It'd be really fitting for me to win Survivor Series, and it's in my hometown.
Shelly.
I have to go with Brock Lesnar only because I don't know if he really will be willing to put Styles over. In all honesty, he hasn't been able to he really does not. I don't know. He doesn't. I don't really think they're gonna put Styles over Brock Lesnar. So.
Okay, Kyle.
I'm gonna go with AJ Styles. I think, seeing that Brock Lesnar is in a non-title match, I think he can afford to take a loss and it won't hurt him any. And think back to Survivor Series last year. It was Goldberg versus Lesnar. Everybody thought they were going to have Lesnar go over, no problem. And what did they do?
He got squashed.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be the furthest from a squash match.
And besides, I think, seeing that, AJ Styles just got the WWE title last week, I think that would kind of hurt his momentum a little bit if they gave him a loss.
Good point. Preston.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo what Kyle said. A loss for AJ like a week after his title win or so, like a week or two, would really hurt his momentum. So, I think I'm bending the limb here, but I'm gonna go with AJ.
All right. I'm going outside the box, guys. If I pick AJ, I'm going with some of you guys. If I go with Brock, I'm going with some of you guys. My prediction, there's no winner. It's a double countout.
Really?
What?
I think that the
That's
fight
such
is
a cop-out, Seth.
I
That's
think
such a
that the
cop-out.
fight's going to go outside the ring. They're going to hit each other with some kind of a move that neither one are going to be able to get in the ring to be able to answer the 10 count. I think that's how it's going to go off the air. It's going to be a double count out.
Oh, I could see that happening though. That's the thing.
That would be disappointing if that's how it is.
No.
So wait, Seth, you wouldn't get any points for that match. Oh, then neither
No,
would
I
you.
would get points because I'd be the only one that predicted correctly, saying that neither one were announced the winner of the matchup.
Fair enough.
It's not a disqualification. So yeah.
Yeah.
It
All
counts.
these matches are no DQ. If
I
I'm
mean,
not mistaken.
let's face it. This is maybe going to be one of the best matchups we've seen in a while for an opponent for Brock Lesnar. And in order to make sure that neither one of them loses momentum, the fact that neither one of them ends up getting pinned, if they both end up, getting to a point where they fight so long that both of them are exhausted, they both hit a move where they can't get into the ring, neither one of them ends up looking weak. They look like they've gotten into such a fight that neither one was able to top the other. And so they both end up still keeping their momentum as far as I'm concerned. So that's how I'm going. What I'm going with. I'm going with it's going to end in a double countout. That neither one of them's going to win, and it's going to end in a no contest.
Damn.
And that ought to do it.
Yes, it will. So that's what we've got for our predictions, people. If you want to give us what your predictions are, you can do it in the comments below, and you can also check in the description to see the predictions that we just said, and also the people that weren't here that gave predictions, what their predictions are. And we will have the announcement on the Facebook group of who ends up winning this one, probably on the following Monday. But hope everybody enjoys.
Well, I mean, if I'm able to get it.
I swear to God,
correct.
Kev somehow still retains.
No. This is gonna be the hardest pay-per-view for me to try and keep track of.
If you retain after this pay-per-view, then all hope is lost.
The thing is, this is the way it goes. I keep track of it on Sunday.
I'm pretty sure the only way I'm gonna retain is if two of you tie.
The way it goes is I do it when whoever's in here, I cover it for them the best I can. Seth he'll make it official on Monday morning.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so that's gonna do it. I have no idea what the next pay-per-view is, but whatever it is.
Clash of Champions.
Yeah.
Clash of Champions in December. Smackdown branded.
So whenever that happens, we'll have our next y.W.c predictions video. But till then, we'll see you guys later.
Until next Saturday.
Oh my goodness, TBT to that.